Could our boy be a bodybuilder? We're going to do a tier list of his physique, ranking his muscle groups from S tier to D tier. Let's look at the biceps. You can see that the biceps are a little bit shorter on their tendon insert, but you can see a clear line separation between the outer and inner head. They have great shape, and honestly, they fill out the arm relatively well. And you can see how our left side doesn't quite match our right side, but both of them are very peaky overall. You could say that they're A- because of balance or whatever. I'm still calling it A tier. I think they look great. Then you see a good amount of thickness in the triceps. You can see how kind of this left side has a very good sweep, also related to the slightly smaller mass of the bicep, but then this right side, a little bit less sweep, but the biceps kind of making up for the rest of the mass. So with that said, I look at the triceps and I still think that they match really well. And even on the back, like they match really well with the rest of the body. So I'm going to say the triceps are A tier. Looking at the forearms, he's got good thickness in the forearms. And especially from the back, what we can see is a lot more vascularity and kind of the detail between all the extensors and the brachioradialis. Now, maybe you could bring up the brachioradialis a little bit. And I think that that would be a fair criticism. So I'm going to say that they're kind of B+ tier, but they're still pretty good. Overall, he's got a little bit shorter insert. So to me, he has the ability to bring these up and fill in this space just a little bit more if he makes that a priority. Looking at the chest, you can see a good amount of that chest hang going on right here. You're only going to get this appearance once you've had enough mass. Very clean inserts, very kind of boxy, angular chest. The chest genetics are very good. The shape is good. The mass is good. That's an easy A tier. Looking at the lats and the teres both pop out quite a bit. You can see how the teres has that extra little bump right here, and the rest of the lat kind of flows down into a narrow waist. So this guy's definitely not pushing the slim. I'm saying even just from the front, the lats are A tier, and then it tapers down into a much more narrow waist. Good obliques, good ab development without him necessarily having to crunch down to show off the separation of the abdominal muscles themselves. All that's still A tier. It looks really good. Then when we look at the upper back has really round upper traps. The traps kind of flow right here with the lower traps, but then the extension right here is a combination of the thickness of the erectors and the thick lower lats, and it's creating this kind of extended trap line because it makes it look like his traps are just so long, but that's actually what happens whenever you have a significant amount of development. So the upper back, easily A tier. I think his upper back actually has the ability to potentially become S tier, especially if he was to cut down, because he's got these fantastic separation between the lat and the teres, very thick infraspinatus, popping underneath very well-developed rear delts. Like this is just a textbook back. Look at the shoulders, also extremely round. That's A tier. Erectors are also A tier, and we're running out of space on the screen. Then it's just a question of legs, and like the calves are not cooked, okay? The calves are medium inserts. They probably have the ability to be decently big because you could see they have the roundness, and he has some legs. Like you could see that he has that vastus medialis going on right there. So the legs are probably at least B tier. And then if you look at the calves, I would still say they're C tier just because everything else by proportion is just so good, but they have the ability to come up, and I think he could make that a priority in training and bring that up. The thing you might see in the quad is you might have a little bit more quad sweep, maybe if he pulled the shorts up, but maybe not. And then with the hamstrings, he has a little bit of that angular appearance where maybe he has some hamstring. You could see that vastus lateralis kind of popping right there. But for the most part, I'm going to say that all of that is either B or C tier. We just don't quite know. But upper body, clearly A tier physique.